flourishes. My first stories, at age 12, were written on a toy, one of those tin-dial typewriters with a circular, rotating alphabet that you turn and press down, taking roughly half an hour to do 1 or 2 paragraphs. But rotate, press I did, and writer I became. How come this madness, early and late, for toys? Because I early on sensed that they, like poetry, were essences of things, compacted symbols of possible or impossible lives. In sum, I absolutely knew that metaphor was all and everything. Metaphors for breakfast, by God. Sugar and cream 'em, spoon 'em down. I was reminded again, during the Statue of Liberty celebration, that without metaphor we cannot understand, we cannot comprehend, we cannot know ourselves or others. The gift of being able to compact experience, life, into convenient packets is pivotal. Without the gift, we would be a sea in doubts and miscomprehensions. With it, we know who we are and can tell one another, hoping that it is true. To sense, to know, to say at the age of 12 or 20, I am a writer, I am an artist, I am an actor. Not maybe or hope to be, but I am, right now. My gift, if I have one, is on occasion to sit in with groups, sometimes with museums, sometimes with corporations, to tell them who they are, to, in effect, solve their puzzlements, find their metaphor. Sometimes they know it all along. Of course, most of the time, in fact, they have a generalized sense of their aims. But often they have been so busy doing what they do that they cannot easily hang a proper label on themselves. I must come along, then, as an amiable observer to take notes and make sums. I am, then, the master of the obvious. Once I drum up a label, spell them their metaphor, everyone says, "Of course, good Lord, that's exactly what we are. How come we didn't see that, or, seeing it, shout it?" Thus my subtitle, Obvious Answers to Impossible Futures. Which means, further, that one of the reasons I enjoy going through a toy factory is that I am surrounded by nothing but metaphors. Celebrations of joyful concepts, blueprints and dreams extruded forth in 3-dimensional form. Which is not to say that all factories are not manufacturing metaphors. They are. A rifle or a cannon is a metaphor for men throwing rocks. What started out at the mouths of caves extended itself more violently in men's heads, and then into machine shops and ammunition powder mills, where the art of throwing things refined itself. So a few feet or a few yards became 1,000 yards or 5 miles, but the dream of the distance and the energy needed had to come first, the unborn metaphor. A computer factory is a metaphor for a new kind of library, is it not? True, computers do not look like books, but that is what they are. Mechanical folios that hide symbols in their electronic brains and print them forth when we need books, very small or very large. The Viking lander on Mars is a toy grown to large size, a metaphor of a dream, that dream of extending our will, our hand, our seeing eye to another world. It is not a machine, it is us. All metaphors are us, whether they exist in 2 or 3 dimensions, or as pure sound or music. But, as I say, I far prefer the factory of toys, for obvious reasons. I, like all men, have never grown up. Other men lie and say they have. I refuse to lie. I try to be a creative child, using my immaturity in such ways as benefit my society rather than harm it. For it is men who inhabit toy shops to buy the toys that women think are foolish. Monorails, trains, planes, laser guns, computer games, tanks, and artillery, while women drop in to buy dolls for their children. They have few needs for the kind of toys that men love and invent and grow to large size to fill our cultures, if not necessarily our civilizations. After all, women are born to have living dolls, children